Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I know, I'm a little bit late on my schedule here to deliver you the updates of week 16 and 17 of my master degree in Entrepreneurship and Innovation at Lund University. But here I am, all right? So we had all the holidays, Christmas, and New Year's. And if you're planning to take this course, yes, we do have a break between Christmas and New Year's. We're still on the break. I'll put the dates, the exact dates you have the break in the description of this video so you don't forget and you can plan yourself to go back home or not. I was not able to come back home because of the corona situation, and in Brazil it's not as good, so I decided to stick around here with my wife, and it was a great holiday. All right, so let's just go through what happened during the week 16 and 17, and I'll let you know right now. All right, let's jump to it. Hey there, my fellow entrepreneurs. This is Thiago Mazeu from BritzLink.com here. I'm really glad you guys are here. So if you like to learn more about my master degree in Entrepreneurship and Innovation, or if you want to start your own business, whether it's online or offline business, just consider subscribing to the channel, because in here we talk all about my master degree. I'll give you an update, a weekly update on the course, and I also share tips and tricks on how you can start your own website, how you can start your own business in general, and I'll possibly do also some accounting and financial modeling classes as well here in this channel. All right, so if you like that, just hit the notification bell as well so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And that's pretty much it. With no further ado, let's jump to week 16. So we were having the Entrepreneurial Finance Module. So to start the week 16, we had a lecture with Professor Andrea Moro, and it was on innovative sources of finance. So basically, he went through what it was crowdfunding and different types of crowdfunding that there are, all right? And he explained how the process of crowdfunding works and discussed the pros and cons of having a crowdfunding for your business. All right, so I would like to have some people like outside of the course as well to give like guest lectures and talking about their experience in getting these types of funding and how it turned out, like as their own experience. As in the previous modules, we had lots of guest lectures, but for this one in specific, we did not, and I did miss that because it's always nice to hear from someone who went through this process and who has experience with these types of things, and they provide you a better feeling of what went down and what happened, the challenges and the good points, and etc. All right, but for this class he basically went through the all types of crowdfunding, like P2P crowdfunding, patronage crowdfunding, and ICO, which stands for initial coin offering. All right, in the second lecture with the same professor, Andrea Moro, he talked about debt finance, and he discussed like bank loans and the process of getting a bank loan if you're a startup or a small company, which don't have like many let's say reports, financial reports so far. So it could be tricky to get those loans in the beginning if you don't have any records of your finance. All right, and he showed like how the institutions evaluate the credit score of your company and the amount of forecasts and reports that you should present to get those loans. And even if you're like a startup and don't have like a background or a history, at least you should show like big and good forecasts that are convincing and that you can actually be more realistic and try to show a good forecast for your company to secure that loan. All right, so again, if we had like real life examples would be also better in this case. So I loved the first modules where we had lots of guest lectures talking about real life experience, and I missed that a lot in this module. All right, but that's just me. I don't know if you like just theory and how to get stuff done, that is fine, but I also like to hear about real life stuff or alumni people that went through that process and how they're dealing with that in the current days. All right. So basically, after that, we discussed the second part of the practical exercise we did on week 15. And in this exercise, we had like a practical exercise on cash flow and P&L forecast, all right? Where our professor provided us like additional information on the case that we did on the week 15. And we had to do those reports of P&L and cash flow, and also calculate like payback and all the good stuff, you know. So during this class, he also performed the exercise in Excel. So he went through all the assumptions that he provided us, and from this Excel file that he had, he showed like the resolution of that, but he just discussed the assumptions and then showed up like an Excel ready to go. That's not the proper way I would like to see that. I'm from finance, so I know that it's easier to do the stuff right on spot on Excel, so people like understand 100% of that. Because many people of my course don't have a financial background, so it was a bit tricky for them to understand what was going on in the financial projections that professor showed up, because he simply showed up with an Excel file ready with the resolution on it. Instead, I would prefer someone who would draw the financial model with the students. So basically go through the assumptions and fill out the Excel right on spot, so people understand what elements go where to which report, and to make stuff clear. All right, so that's my point of view. But if you prefer another type of method, just type in whatever you prefer, and I can definitely talk with the course coordinator and give that feedback to them. So whenever you join the program, it will be already better. Okay. So that was pretty much it. And then Thursday and Friday, we did not have classes on the week 16, but we had to work on our business idea and do the forecasts for P&L and cash flow for 3 years of operation of the company, and then provide that those reports and calculate as well like payback, the cash need peak of the project, like which month you would reach the peak of cash need, and also to show like the financial options that you can get, whether it is like angel investor, or if you're gonna go with crowdfunding or bank loans or funds, investment funds, or whatever. So basically you had to list all the options and choose the best one for your specific business and for your specific needs, and discuss that with the professor, right? So for the week 17, we also did not have classes. It was just 2 days, Monday and Tuesdays, and we had to present that to the professor Andrea Moro. So basically we went through Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. We did all the forecasts, and we did the business models. We did the financial business model, and then on Monday and Tuesday, every group from our class presented to Professor Moro their forecasts and their reports, the payback, the cash need that they had, and discussed the sources of finance that they chose that best fit their model. All right, so that was pretty much it for week 17. To make things a little bit more interesting, I'm just gonna show you here, I'm gonna share the screen with you guys and show the business model that I've created for my business idea within my master degree with my group. So I basically created this business model. I just want to share with you. I changed a little bit the design, not to show the logo for our business idea, so I'm going to put the BritzLink logo there, and I'm also changing the numbers so you don't see the numbers for our business idea. So just note that the numbers are not real. I just changed it a little bit so you don't get like exactly what we have on our business idea, but you can have an overall feeling of how I created the business model, what was expected from us, what we presented, and you can see how I did the business model. All right. And if you want me to share the business model with you guys, just send me a message down below and I can try sending that to your emails. All right. So I hope you guys like it. Let's jump to the computer right now. All right, my fellow entrepreneurs. So here we are in our spreadsheet that we created here for the business idea that we have. Of course, as I told you, I changed here the logo, so it's showing up my BritzLink logo right here. So this is the financial assumptions page right here. This tab right here, it's for the assumptions. So whatever you need to swap here, you just change directly here in this spreadsheet, and it will calculate automatically for all the other tabs right here, for the P&L, cash flow, for the graphics, for the income, variable costs, fixed costs. Everything will be calculated automatically. All right, you just need to swap here the numbers. We can play later on. I'll show you how it works, and we can play around with some numbers. All right, I also switched not only the logos but all the numbers in here. I just made up some numbers, so this is just like a random numbers out here, so we can check it out, so I don't disclose anything from the project that we're currently working on. Okay, I hope you understand, but at least I'm showing you the spreadsheet, which is exactly the same. So I created this model here for the business idea that we're working on, but this is exactly the same spreadsheet. I just switched the numbers and the logo here, so you don't have the full disclosure of the idea, but you can see like how is the financial model that we created and how it works, and if you like it or not. All right, if you have any comments, any questions, just leave it down in the comment section, and I can talk to you and even share this spreadsheet with you if you like. All right, so basically we have here the market size, and this will be helping us to calculate the income. All right, so you put here the market size, you put the market share that you're gonna get from your operations, and then the sales of the item you're selling, and then you have the service option if you have, but if not, you can leave it in blank. So you have like the service fee, and then warranties sold, like how many units you sell of warranties. If you have that, it has to be like from business to business. So we created these assumptions for the business type that we're working with. All right, and then we would also have like shipping prices. All right, and then we would have variable costs, so we would like outsource the production, and that would be like partially the cost of what we have. So let's just put some random numbers here. Of course it's not these, but I just put like 30 for this example. And then you have like sales and marketing, and then shipping costs, and then warranty costs, installation, and so on and so forth. All right, we have here the option to sell or not invoices. I can talk to you about that later. This is an option we created here to help out the cash flow, and that's pretty much it. All right, so then we have here office rent for the fixed cost, and then number of employees, average salary, certifications, and other costs like permits, whatever. They will really depend on your business type. So this section right here, I did put it in here to calculate depreciation. If you don't know what's depreciation, I can create another video explaining, but this one is blank for this purpose because in here we're considering that we're outsourcing the production, so we didn't do any investments in machinery, equipment whatsoever to have depreciation on this game. All right, and then we have like VAT. If you want to calculate VAT, if it's VAT free, you just leave it 0. So here it's 0, for example. And then taxes in your country, you can just swap the number here, put the taxes in your country, and there you go. So for Sweden it's 22%, and that's why I put it right here. And then For the cash flow, we put here the days to final delivery of the product that you're creating. And then the outsourcing, let's say we have like a different payment. So we created like a 20% down payment for your producer, and then the 80% of this costs will be paid with the deliveries of those items, all right? And then other costs, payment in terms, and then delinquency rate if you like to include that, all right? So that's pretty much it. So after you fill it here, everything will be calculated automatically. So this would be our P&L considering the assumptions we just fill in here. It has the year by year right here, but the module, if you just open up right here, is calculated month by month, all right? So you have this for 3 years, and then you have the segregation here year by year, all right? So then let's go through here. So we would have like the composition of revenue. So basically you would have like units sold, the average price, and average for shipping, whatever, and then you would get the net revenue, which is calculated in this tab right here. I can show you later on, but just so you understand. And then this is just the results, right? So you get the outsourcing costs calculated here, sales and marketing costs, shipping costs, invoice sales in case you want to sell invoices, rent costs, total salary, certifications. So that's pretty much how it is. And then you get to the total costs, and then you would go to EBITDA, and then taxes, and then you would go like to the net profit, all right? This is because we don't have depreciation. Otherwise, you would have depreciation as well right here. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the P&L, and then it will calculate for you the cash flow. So the same way here, you have like the year by year, but you have month by month, all right? And the way you do cash flow is basically you have the initial balance right here, which is 0, and then you have the incomes, which will be from the revenues, from selling invoices, and then you have outflows like the outsourcing costs, the 20% down payment, and the 80% of the remaining outsourcing costs, and the other costs, of course, and taxes, for example. All right, so this is pretty much it. And then you have the end balance, and if you check, you need to know that the end balance of 1 year has to be equal to the beginning balance of the following year, all right, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much it. And then we also calculate here the maximum amount of cash that your project would need, and with these assumptions we would need $127,000 to make dollars or euros, depending on the currency you're doing your forecast, all right? So if you're doing dollars, then you would need $127,000, and you would pay back your project in 31 months, okay? So that's not so fast, but that's okay. These numbers are just a representation of what could be your forecast. So this is nothing accurate. You would need to go deep into every detail here from your assumptions to make something look as accurate as possible. All right. So after the cash flow right here, you have the graphs section. So here you would have the break-even graph. So basically you have here the net revenue represented by the gray line, and then you have the fixed costs represented by the blue line, and then the total cost represented by the orange line. So you see that since the variable costs represent a big part of your cost, so you see it kind of moving along with the net revenue, but still lower in a lower rate. So after you have this crossing point right here, you have the break-even point. Okay, so what else? You also have the monthly cash flow. So you can see that we would only pay back in month 31. All right, so that would take some time, and the break-even, it would be like somewhere around year 1 and year 2. All right, So that's pretty much it. And we also have some other graphs here for revenue, just a breakdown of unit sales, services, warranties, and shipping, and getting to the total revenue, but that's totally up to you. All right, and you can create lots of graphics and whatever, and will just be like normally updated here whenever you change the assumptions. These other tabs here, I'm just going to quickly go through that. That's how it calculates everything automatically. So basically here you have the market size, percentage of the market share that you put it there, the units sold, and the average price. Again, you have it month by month, and then it calculates here with all these formulas that I've created, and then you would get the sales revenue, the shipping, and everything else. All right, and same thing goes for both variable costs. So you have here your variable costs, and it will calculate everything automatically, and in here as well, and that's what feeds right here the P&L and the cash flow and the graphs tab. All right, so that's pretty much all the rationale from the calculations are right here, and the outcomes are right here in yellow. So you have the P&L that I showed you. So with this scenario here, with the assumptions we put it in, we would have like a loss in the first year, and then we would have a small profit in this year 2, and then a better profit on year 3. All right, and here you can also see like the percentage of net revenue that you have. So 9% for year 2, and then 23.8, which is better already for year 3. All right, and then the growth rates, of course. And that's pretty much how you do that, right? And then just doing that, you do like horizontal and vertical analysis. If you don't know that, I can also create another video around that to explain it to you. That's pretty much how the model works. Let's say here we increase. Here we're having the first sale only in month 6. All right, so let's say instead of 2 we have like a 10% market share, and let's say we have it all the way to the end of the projection at 10%. Would that be good or no? So if you jump in back to the P&L, you would see like, oh, with 10% of market share selling from the beginning of the year, like month 1, you already have 10% of the market share. You would have a profit in year 1, year 2, and year 3. All right, and then you would have like 34% here of net revenue, and then 32 and 31. So that will be really stable, and around 30% of net revenue is quite good actually. So that would be a pretty cool scenario. All right, and that's pretty much how the table works. Everything you change here will change the calculations in these tabs, and will update automatically the P&L, the cash flow, and the graphics. All right, look how different it looks already. All right, so that's pretty much how it works. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, leave me a thumbs up and comment on the video if you want to receive this spreadsheet right here. All right, after Tuesday we were already free for our end of year break, and we could enjoy Christmas and New Year's Eve. All right, so that was pretty much it. A lot of students stayed in Sweden because of the lockdown, but a lot of people went back home as well. So usually people who are from Europe could go back home because of the borders were still not closed. So that was a good thing. But for me, for example, who's from Brazil, it was kind of tricky to go back home because I would probably not be able to come back. So I decided to stick around here with my wife. All right, so that was pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll keep you updated whenever the course comes back. I probably will have an interview coming up soon with another business owner, which I hope you guys enjoy it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this type of content. And if you want to learn anything more specific, just type in the comments from what you heard here in the video. If you want a video like specific on that, just comment down below. and I'll try to create that for you guys. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I see you on my next video.